Take a group of men and women who have already demonstrated leadership in many walks of life from all corners of Wisconsin. Take them to other parts of our state, our nation, and the world to broaden their perspective. Give them the analytical tools to make sound decisions and connect them to a network of proven leaders. This is the Wisconsin Rural Leadership Program, now known as Leadership Wisconsin, developing leaders to strengthen communities. When the program was launched in 1983, Americans were sensing a need for new forms of leadership. The old power structures, networks, and habits of leadership just weren't working very well anymore. Luckily, here in Wisconsin, the tools for change were close at hand.
The program came out of a series of conversations with established leaders, and my own experience as a faculty member and working with the legislature taught me that what was really needed for effective leadership was an ability to understand the world from somebody else's point of view. And so together we came up with this idea of a program that would expose up-and-coming leaders to ideas and situations, issues that they would never come into contact with, but that were really critical for their success as leaders when they reach the top leadership positions in the state.
Wisconsin is a very rich place in resources, and it has a very long history of people working well together in communities.
Changes in technology and social patterns have driven us to remain alert, dynamic, and willing to experiment. While celebrating a proud legacy of achievement, the program's attention remains on the long-term health of Wisconsin communities. We've been recognized as one of the exemplary leadership programs in the nation for our cutting-edge curriculum, our award-winning program, and our distinguished heritage of alumni involvement throughout Wisconsin.
A lot of good information about issues that face all of us. A lot of emphasis on what works well for adult learning, participatory learning, being able to demonstrate what you have learned, being able to draw out information from other people, both within the group and our speakers and the people that we may be assigned to interview.
Thanks to the program, rural, urban, and suburban communities all over Wisconsin gain knowledgeable, action-oriented citizens. Program alumni have contributed to their communities by creating charter schools, building medical facilities, helping disabled children, expanding economic opportunities, serving on local hospital, foundation, and organization boards, developing curriculum for schools, and getting elected to public office at the local, regional, and state levels. In fact, 69% of our alumni have been elected to public office.
It gave me the ability to take a risk, to put my name on the ballot, to get a bunch of folks together and say, we support you in what you're doing, and the experience to make decisions when I got to Madison. So I think really without it, I'm not sure I'd be here today.
Here in Warrens, the local Cranberry Festival has grown from a small local event to a major celebration with a significant economic and cultural impact, thanks largely to the hard work, dedication, and leadership of a WRLP graduate.
If you've ever been to our little village of Warrens, which has about 300 people, it bursts to over 100,000 people during the 3-day festival. The community has gained over the past 30 years over $1 million worth of services that they would not have any other way of obtaining.
Employers benefit from the enhanced leadership, problem-solving, and communication skills of program graduates, who typically offer creative new insights into the larger community and new opportunities for strategic alliances.
A big part of someone's effectiveness is their ability to think in broader terms than just the narrow confines of the job, and that's a very valuable asset certainly in the policy arena, but also in the private sector and in an economic setting.
The 2-year program helps participants understand the regional and global contexts in which their local decisions and actions unfold. It consists of 11 seminars. 8 3-day in-state seminars cover a range of critical issues. A 1-week national seminar is held in Washington, D.C., and 1-week regional seminars have taken place all over the U.S. For many participants, The program's most valuable and most challenging feature is the 2-week international seminar, held so far in China, Turkey, the USSR, Poland, West Germany, Jamaica, Brazil, Mexico, Thailand, Vietnam, Australia, Chile, Argentina, and India.
I can't imagine a better way to put people in a mood to reflect back on their own culture, their own language, their own country, than putting them in another country where people are people, families are families, but they're in a very different context. And they've learned to live in ways that are dramatically different often than we live here in the United States.
We took water samples from a Northwoods lake. We toured hospitals in Dodge County and Beijing. We volunteered at a women's shelter in the Fox Valley. We visited civil rights leaders in the South and gang members in Milwaukee.
National and global forces affect us all here in Wisconsin. Our challenge is to respond to those forces creatively and productively to shape our own future. To meet this challenge, Wisconsin must call on its greatest resource, its people.
There's a lot to be said about what you do during a seminar and the interesting speakers you hear and the interesting places you go, but I learned a lot from my classmates. They were an interesting, diverse mix of people from Wisconsin, and not only were their careers interesting, but their inner talents and the challenges that they see at home was really something that each of us learned from.
The leadership program has given me a wonderful network of people. When I find a problem or a situation in my community that I need to have solved, I have a wide range of resource people that I can feel confident to call upon and ask for advice, ask for information, or whatever.
And I know that even though that journey with my classmates is over, that the journey we took influences the path I go on from here on out.
What the world needs today, and certainly the state of Wisconsin needs today, is statesmanlike leadership. People who can rise above the narrow views of a rural community or an interest group, an economic group, a political party, and make some decisions that are really statesmanlike in their vision for the whole society.
Wisconsin leadership is a way to invest in the long-term future of our state and our nation.
Leadership Wisconsin is looking for the best people the state of Wisconsin has to offer. We select up to 35 fellows in each class based on proven commitment to leadership. We give preference to those who are already playing leadership roles and those who are likely to be tapped for greater leadership responsibility. Participants will represent our broadly diverse state. Leadership Wisconsin is a proven method of leadership development that produces top-notch leaders for cities, towns, villages, rural regions, counties, and the state of Wisconsin in public, business, and nonprofit endeavors. For today, and especially for tomorrow.